All right, we are live on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here today. Before we get right to it, let me make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out, and it has. And let me also check out the back end of YouTube and ensure that it is rolling smoothly, and it is. And like I said a second ago, we're also simulcasting live on Facebook, and on the back end of Facebook, it seems to be rolling well. But let me just double check on the front end. We're at the top of the newsfeed. And like I said a second ago, we're also simulcasting live on Facebook, and on the back end of Facebook, it's rolling smoothly. Okay. And before we get to this great topic, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but this is a great topic that's going to resonate with many people. Many people. Not just people that are aspiring YouTubers, but people that aspire to create their own business online and, use YouTube or any other social media platform. I chose, the YouTube topic because it's going to resonate the most, but it can apply to running a business on any other platform, or trying to make something out of yourself in some way, shape, or form using modern technology and the internet. But before we get to that, let me pay special props once again to this channel's sponsor. It's none other than the great Troy Brewer. He is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network for all of your branding and marketing needs, and for all of your product and service needs, whether you're a business or a consumer. Troy has a lot of amazing things to offer. If you want to find out more about what Troy does, please go below the description about a third of the way down on the YouTube side of things and click on discovercommunitynetwork.com. You can also find Troy on Facebook by going to the search bar up top and typing in Discover Community Network. That'll take you to the main Facebook page, and from there, you can find out how to connect with him by phone or email. If you want me to help you, connect with Troy, just email me. My email's below the description on YouTube and in the description section on Facebook, Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com. Once again, Troy and the Discover Community Network, thank you very much for your continued sponsorship and patronage of my business, my brand. Lots of love from Coach Eli and the Coach Eli clan. All right. Welcome to the show, everyone. Welcome to the show. I don't think this show is going to go on too terribly long because I have a secondary show planned for later this evening/afternoon, depending on what part of the U.S. you're in. And if you're in another country, it's going to be whatever time it is in your neck of the woods. But that topic coming up later today is going to be very, very interesting on my Walking with Purpose stream coming up at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific. We're going to be discussing overly cautious women. Listen to what I said. I said overly cautious women with 3 question marks afterwards or after the phrase. If you check out the thumbnail, the live stream is already, out there. The event is set up on YouTube. I do not simulcast my walking streams on Facebook because I can't do it. There's no way to do it from the phone using the YouTube app. Could probably find a third-party app, but I'm not going to do that. But I will share the link out on Facebook before I go live, so you folks on Facebook can tune into the YouTube live stream if you want to check it out. And I'll tell you folks, it's not what you think it is. There's nothing wrong with being cautious. But there comes a point in time where being overly cautious is going to affect you more so than just being normally cautious. I'm not saying don't be cautious, but don't be so cautious to the point of where, no one wants to take chances, on you, or it's going to affect you from moving your life forward. I'll share more about that later on today's Walking with Purpose live stream, episode number 118. But today, from the studio, I have a great show to discuss. I was going to do a stream last night, but I just was, a little tired, after this weekend and the 4th of July festivities. I needed to get some rest. So that's why I did not stream last night, in case you were wondering. Nothing's wrong. It's just that, hey, you know what? A man can only do so much per day, no matter how much of a Superman he feels he is. So, a man and a woman, they need to rest, right? To recover and come back strong the next day, right? So today's topic is being a YouTuber all it's cracked up to be? My story / experiences. One more time. Is being a YouTuber all it's cracked up to be? My story / experiences. Now, before I get into this, let me check out first check out Facebook. There's one person viewing on Facebook. Thank you for being here. If you feel like commenting in the comments section, I will periodically be checking in on the Facebook side of things every 5 or 10 minutes or so. Please give me 5 to 10 to 15 minutes if you put a question or a statement out there for me to notice it and respond. I primarily more so focus on YouTube, so if you want your questions answered much more quickly, or if you want feedback on your comments much more quickly, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me over there. But if you prefer Facebook, just hang tight. I will check on in periodically and get to you. If I miss you, I'll get to you after the show. I'll respond to your comment on the replay. On the YouTube side of things, we have Lewis Fuller in the house. He says, "Good morning, Eli. Just gave you a like." Thank you, Lewis. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here. Queen Helen Casey's here. The Queen is here. How are you doing, Queen? How are you doing, Queen? Audio and video good, Queen? How's YouTube been treating you the last few days since that last video of yours was removed? Hopefully, it's getting better for you, and hopefully you're finding a workaround to make your content work for the YouTube platform according to their community guidelines and copyright, guidelines as well. All right, so where am I going to start with this? Let's just go directly with the topic. Is being a YouTuber all it's cracked up to be? If I had to answer that question right out of the gate, I would say absolutely not. Does that mean it's not a good thing? Does that mean you shouldn't do it? No. It is a phenomenal opportunity. It is a great place to make people aware of what you do, whether it's for profit or nonprofit. It's a great place to share your message and build an audience of people that are like-minded and enjoy that type of information or content. But is it cracked up? Is it all cracked up to what I can't even talk. Is it all cracked up to what it's supposed to be, right? I can't even talk. Like this topic is so near and dear to my heart, I can't even get the words out. Is being a YouTuber all it's cracked up to be? And in all honesty, no. And I'll tell you why. Because people expect way too much from it. You know, people think that, okay, if they come out here on this platform and just put up a channel and start creating videos and, start talking about something, that they're entitled to have an audience. And if they don't get a lot of views, or if, YouTube doesn't, help them by recommending their content, people get angry and people quit and they give up, right? Now, YouTube is not easy, folks. Building a business is not easy. It takes lots of hard work and dedication and consistency. And I will tell you, folks, sometimes you could put in a ton of effort, do everything right, and follow all the guidelines and create great thumbnails and topics and have high quality audio and video and do everything that it takes to be successful on YouTube, and sometimes it still takes a long time for your success to come. One of the biggest things that I've seen people do that has, made them fail when, if they just kept on going, they wouldn't have failed, is they give up. People give up. They give up. They complain. They're saying that, oh, I've done everything right. I should be further ahead. YouTube doesn't like me. People don't like me. People make so many excuses, right? But when you make so many excuses on why you're not getting the traction to grow your YouTube channel or your social media presence in general, when you make excuses and you get mad at YouTube and get mad at other people, are you really mad at them, or who are you really mad at? Because I had to figure this out myself, as an entrepreneur, right? As a YouTuber and even a former entrepreneur before I became a YouTuber, right? I had to figure out that success is based on what I do, right? And, there have been times in the past where I've been upset at YouTube for not recommending my content, or recommending me to the wrong audience, or not, handling abusive people on the platform quickly enough or at all, right? I kept on getting angry at YouTube. And the truth of the matter is, the only person I was really angry at was myself, because I wasn't handling myself properly. And that's half the battle right there, folks, is handling yourself properly and not giving up on yourself no matter what happens, and believing in yourself, right? If you believe in yourself, in the long run, things will go well for you. For some people, it may take longer than others. Some people are lucky and they're going to get their lucky break. On YouTube, it's called going viral. They're going to get their lucky break sooner than others. Other people, it may take years. I've been doing this for 4 years. And have I wished that, YouTube recommended my content more and at least I had some level of virality? Yes, I've wished that in the past. I'm not going to lie. Everyone does, right? And were there times in the past where I thought about quitting and giving up and this not being the right thing for me? Absolutely. I've thought about that. But then I dug deep within myself and I asked myself, besides this, what do I enjoy doing more than this? And I couldn't come up with anything, because this is what I love to do. I love being on social media, YouTube, and other platforms, and helping people. I love doing this. I'm going to share more about what got me to this point where I'm at today. And even though I'm nowhere near where I'd like to be, right? How am I dealing with that? And how am I pushing forward? And why do I keep pushing forward when I'm not getting a lot of traction quickly, right? I'm not saying I'm not getting any traction, but why am I continuing to push forward, right? Let's see. Queen Helen Casey on the YouTube side of things says, I'm okay. I just got done watching The Dilly Show. Well, you love that. Great, Queen. I got a 4th of July video up, says Queen. Okay, great, Queen. I need to catch up on content. I will look into that very soon. Give me a second here. Wow. I got to tell you something, folks. I did a live stream yesterday regarding being direct and decisive is going to prevent your time, is going to prevent more of your time from being wasted. And I just proved that here. I've been talking with this woman on Bumble that used to live in the Bay Area where I'm at, and she lives a couple hours north of where I live now. It's a different woman than the other one I talked about on my stream yesterday. And I'm either going to share this story and what happened towards the end of the stream, or I'll do a separate stream on that. Who knows? Maybe I'll come back and do a third stream later tonight. I will tell you, folks, it's very, very interesting what happens when you're direct and decisive and you don't put up with any BS. Doesn't mean you're a jerk. Doesn't mean you're an asshole. Doesn't mean you're a female dog if you're a woman, right? We'll just call it that to appease the algorithm, right? It means you know what you want and you're seeking to connect with people that, have the same outlook, right? And how are you going to find that out if they're good enough to date or do business with or be friends with, right? How are you going to find out if people are the right fit for you? You got to be direct and decisive and not fear getting rejected, because if you're direct and decisive with what you want and who you are, and they reject you or they block you or ghost you like we call it nowadays, it was never meant to be. And even if you were compliant with the person you were talking with so you can avoid being ghosted down the road, even if you hung out together for whatever purpose, whether it's for dating or let's say you try to work out a business deal with someone or become friends with someone, down the road you would have seen their true colors and it wouldn't have worked out anyway. So why waste your time, right? Why not just go for it initially? Be direct, be decisive. And with this woman that just got back to me right now, and the message she sent me, I'm a little surprised, but not surprised at the same time. I'll explain more either by the end of this show or another stream. I'll let you folks know about that. So get to the point. Don't fear rejection. Okay? Be yourself, right? Don't let people waste any more of your time than the time that it legitimately takes to get to know someone. You have to put in some time, right, to approach people. That takes time. But don't put in more time than necessary. Don't put in more effort than necessary. Don't let someone string you along or, get you to try to conform to what they want. You be you. And if it resonates with them, they'll come along for the ride, right? Lewis Fuller says, good afternoon, Eli. Hi, everyone in the stream, says Lewis. Welcome, Lewis. How you doing, bro? We need to touch base soon, bro. We really need to have that conversation with you and your sister and myself. It's just been crazy with the holiday and everything, bro. But hey, you let me know. Lewis, if you want to do it tomorrow, that'd be great. I've got a couple of streams planned today. And then I got a couple of other phone calls to make tonight, so today's not going to be good. But let me know if tomorrow will work. Hello, Lewis, says Queen. Hi, Queen, says Lewis. Queen Helen Case says, just spill it out already to get it over with. You're right, Queen. You're responding to the topic, I'm assuming. You're right. Get to the point. If you're going to encounter people nowadays, and you're trying to make a connection for whatever reason, right? Whether it's business or personal, right? You're trying to see if there's compatibility to work with that person in some capacity, date them, or be friends with them, right? Just get to the point right away. Don't try to appease them because you fear they're going to ghost you, right? It's either meant to be or it's not meant to be. So why not find out right away before investing more time than necessary to only find out 3 to 6 months down the road there's no compatibility. And now you've made matters worse. You wasted more of your time. You've probably gotten emotionally invested. Or if it's a business thing, you probably have invested money and now you lost that money. Why not just get to the point sooner, right? Why do people fear that? Because people don't like rejection. They don't want to deal with rejection. Well, rejection's going to happen regardless, sooner or later, right? I'd rather get rejected after 5 minutes of chatting with a woman than 3 months into it, right? For example purposes. I'd rather find out someone's a shady business owner, or a shady business person 5 minutes after I get to know them rather than 3 months down the road after I've invested half my money into something that was fraud and phony, right? Get to the point. Be direct, be decisive, ask questions. Don't have any fears of going after what you want by just being you. Lewis Fuller says, hi. Yes, I am doing good. Okay, says Lewis. Sounds great, Lewis. Let's check out Facebook real quick. Still one person over there. Feel free to comment in the Facebook chat if you'd like. I'll check over in about another 5 or 10 minutes. So, as far as, as being a YouTuber, all it's cracked up to be. My story, I'm going to just give the short version here today and focus on, how to more so overcome this during this show, because that's what people need more help with. I've been doing YouTube for 4 years. I used to have a former channel that I started 4 years ago that I shut down 2.5 years ago or so. I was dating a wonderful woman at that point. I still think she's a great woman to this day, even though we're no longer together. And I learned a lot running that channel. I also learned a lot more about myself running that channel. And I will tell you folks, part of my story regarding, being a YouTuber and is it all it's cracked up to be, basically is that I learned a lot running my former channel on my first 2 to 2.5 years on YouTube. I learned a lot more about myself. Because what a lot of people don't realize, the way the modern world has become, everything's going online. Now, I'm still all for in-person relationships. Obviously, being around people in person is amazing, right? But a lot of business and entrepreneurship has gone online, right? I was used to doing it more in person. So I was making the transition, 4 years ago. And at that point, I was still running my insurance business. For those of you that don't know, I also have 2 insurance licenses still to this day, a property and casualty and life and health license. And at that time, I was still actively selling insurance while I was, running my YouTube channel part-time. But when I first came out on YouTube, to get more of my message out, I started to encounter things that I never expected. But before I even get to that, what was my purpose for coming out on YouTube? Why did I want to come out on YouTube in the first place? Okay. Well, in my entire life, I've always been the kind of person that loves to help people, loves to uplift people. I've always been the type of person that I've kind of favored the underdog. Why? Because maybe during my younger days, I looked at myself as the underdog. I didn't know how to handle teasing going up through school. I was raised to be nice to everyone, even if they're mean to me, right? That's how my mother and my father raised me to be. More so my mother. My father raised me to be stronger and still be nice, but my mother was always raising me to just be good to people no matter what. That's what I learned, right? So when I was getting teased in grammar school, I didn't understand it was just a joke. And I took it personally. And I thought that people were attacking me when all they were doing is having some fun, right? I didn't know how to handle it properly. So it made it difficult for me to communicate and be friends with certain people. I had friends, don't get me wrong. And I did well in school, don't get me wrong. But I also, encountered many people that figured out a loophole in my system. And that's me not being able to take a joke, right? And me just, feeling like every time somebody says something funny at my expense, they're attacking me when they actually like me and they just are trying to bond with me, right? As I've gotten older, obviously I've learned that, right? And so I started my YouTube channel because I wanted to, help people online in the same ways I've helped people offline all my life. I've helped uplift people. I've talked with my guy friends about their, dating issues. I've helped other friends, better themselves so they can qualify for better jobs and make more money. I was already doing this at a young age naturally because I just was born to help people. That's the best way to put it. I'm not trying to say I'm all that. I feel I was born to help people, right? That's my nature, right? And so, what lit my fire to just say, okay, I'm starting the YouTube channel. I'm gonna do this, right? Well, what lit my fire was 2 relationships ago. I was dating a woman that I thought I was gonna have a life with, and to make a long story short, she ended up cheating on me, and that ended our relationship. And basically, just enraged, engulfed this fire within me unlike anything ever. I was really, really angry, right? I was really just super angry. I put in a lot of effort into that relationship, and I really was hoping it would work. I found a good woman. I was 40 when I met her. She was 34. She was younger and fertile, and I wanted to have kids, and so did she. I mean, it was great, right? And about a year into it or so, when I found out she cheated on me, that just really, really just lit a fire, right? So I came out on YouTube and I was seeking to find a coach that was talking about these topics, right? Now, in my early 40s, obviously I had a lot of experience already, and I was pretty well versed on women. And I was, I had experiences of, dealing with things that women do. But I didn't realize some other things that were happening in the modern world until I found another coach named Coach Corey Wayne. Coach Corey Wayne, God bless him. If I had to thank one person for allowing me to see the direction I want to take my life and, my business and my purpose, I thank Coach Corey Wayne. I binge watched Coach Corey Wayne for like a month straight. I must have seen literally at least 500 or 600 of his videos in a month. But what happened when I first came across him? I saw this dude with a shaved head like me, with a bunch of subscribers, and he was talking about things, and I'm like, why should I trust this guy, right? But I kept on getting recommended his stuff because, I checked out a few of his videos and I clicked away, kept on getting recommended his stuff. And when I started to watch and I started to listen to what he's saying, it made a whole lot of sense to me. It made a whole lot of sense to me. And it started to clearly explain to me why I got cheated on and how to better navigate this modern world of dating. It really resonated with me. Hey, American Dream 1.5, welcome to the show, bro. Bro, what happened to your 2.5 channel? I saw it got shut down. You're also a channel member on that channel, but it got shut down for spam and deceptive practices. Were you talking about cryptocurrency a lot, bro, and that's why you got shut down? I'm just being honest, bro. See, Dream, here's the thing. I love everyone, no matter what, bro. Even people from the past. Everyone makes mistakes, right, Dream? Right? I make mistakes, so do you, bro. Right? And see, American Dream, you got yourself involved with someone and you started doing certain things on your channel, and now your channel got shut down. I'm not trying to throw it in your face. I love you like a brother, dude. I love you like a brother, dude. I tried to help you. Like I try to help everyone, right? But here's the thing, folks. You can't help people unless they're open to your help and they want your help. You can't force help upon people. You can't. Now, American Dream Mike, he came to me many times for help. We talked many times. So, I wasn't forcing anything upon him, right? And I gave him some good advice. Unfortunately, he took the other path, and look what happened. He says, American Dream 1.5 says, I'm not exactly sure which event caused that to happen. I need to talk to you and get your impression later on. It happened during a live stream. Were you talking about cryptocurrency? You see, you got to be real careful. If you come out on YouTube and you give advice on stocks and cryptocurrency and stuff like that, okay, and let's say you're not a qualified stockbroker or something like that, it could be perceived as spam and deceptive practices. Now, you should be able to appeal that, American Dream, and I hope you've appealed the decision. But if you've already done that and they denied you, then, that's pretty much it. American Dream 1.5 says, Coach Eli is a good man and he's a man of his word. Whether you like him or not, you must respect him for this. Well, respect is upon the individual. It's up to each individual to decide, who they want to respect and don't want to respect. And you have to also remember, American Dream, that there are a lot of people that are insecure and immature, mentally and emotionally unstable, that are just trying to get a reaction out of you. And they do that because it makes them feel better, bro. In hindsight, man, they actually do have respect for you and myself. They're just not going to say it because, to a certain extent, they're jealous of us in some capacity, some way, shape, or form. Dream says, no, not cryptocurrency. In fact, I was streaming on 2 channels simultaneously, and only one channel got hit, which is very odd. Well, maybe it's because it's reused content. You see, I wouldn't simulcast the same thing on multiple YouTube channels. I would, if you're going to simulcast Dream, I would simulcast on multiple platforms, but there's no need to have the same stream more than once on the same platform. Maybe you got popped for that, bro. Dream furthermore says, I haven't applied it yet. I was going to check with you in private and ask your opinion. I'll just tell you here now, Dream. And we can talk privately too whenever you want. You still have my number. Just appeal it. Just appeal it and, say, I didn't know you were allowed to, simulcast on multiple channels out here. Please reconsider reinstating me. I will not do that again. And if they don't, Dream, you still have your other channels and you've learned what not to do. If it wasn't cryptocurrency, Dream, you probably got popped for simulcasting on multiple channels. Reused content is something that YouTube is trying to, remove from the platform. Whoa, American Dream with a $10 super sticker. American Dream, Mike, thank you so much, bro. Hey, American Dream, do you like my new camera? I now broadcast in 1080p at 60 frames per second, smoother. And I got this new Sony a6400 camera. I spent some good money, got a new laptop. What do you think, Dream? But thank you so much for the $10 super sticker, bro. We're going to start off the channel donations at $10. And by the way, American Dream Mike, well, after I talk with you, bro, I'd be happy to remoderate you on this channel. But I want to talk with you first, just have to verify it's you. I'm sure it is. I don't think some random person would send a $10 super sticker, but thank you so much for that. Mike. Lewis says, yes, there are some things you don't do you can do on YouTube. This is YouTube. They have a lot of rules. Well, every platform has rules. And here's the thing, Lewis, I really don't think that YouTube's rules are all that bad. Lewis, how come I never get shut down or get strikes or guideline how come I don't get community guideline or copyright strikes or get shut down? Which is what I'm trying to say. You know, I have a level of professionalism that goes beyond YouTube's terms of service. I'm just a good dude trying to help people, right? So naturally, without even trying, I follow the rules because I'm just a good person. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm just saying that. Queen Helen Casey says YouTube rules suck. Well, that's your opinion, Queen, and I respect your opinion. But you know what? It's up to each individual how they want to interpret YouTube rules or YouTube's rules and how you let those rules affect you, right? Or not affect you. American Dream 1.5 says, hi, Miss Queen. American Dream 1.5 says, it looks sharp, almost like crystal clear reality mode, actually. I understand, Coach. I'll talk to you soon. I'm watching the changes in the stocks right now. One of them I have a lot of interest in. Well, best of luck to you, bro. And thank you for the compliment, man. You know, I've focused on completely removing myself from, those drama people, you and I used to be involved with. Maybe you're still involved with some of them. I completely ignore them. I don't watch any other videos or read any other postings or anything like that. There's people still, telling me behind the scenes that they're still trying to, re-engage me, but I'm just so done with it. But let me share a few more things here, and I'll go into a little more detail. I'm going to take a break, and then I'm going to come back and just go another 30 to 40 minutes or so, because I really want to get more into it and see if some more people pop on in and ask some more questions. But the more dream popped in. The thing that lit my fire to get this going was my ex cheating on me. And like I said, I binge watched Coach Corey Wayne. And at first, I didn't even believe in him, right? I clicked away from his videos. Then YouTube kept recommending me his videos. I finally said, let me start watching. And I got hooked. And it changed my life. I'm not saying I wasn't heading in a good direction in my life in my early 40s, and that I didn't know some of the stuff I learned from Corey Wayne. But after following Corey Wayne, he basically allowed me to clearly understand how this modern world works and how women are nowadays and how people are and how to best navigate it, right? I'll come out here as a coach and I'll say, look, Coach Corey Wayne changed my life. I'm very grateful and thankful for that, right? Had it not been for him, I don't know what direction I would have taken. And starting my YouTube channel to be a coach, the fire was lit through him. He even said in a few of his videos, it's real easy to do what I do. You learn the fundamentals and start your own business and do the same thing. That's what I respected about Coach Corey Wayne. He never tried to sell me anything. And he always encouraged people that, hey, if you enjoy this, then what I do, learn the principles and start your own YouTube channel and do your own thing. All you need is a camera and that's it, right? There's a lot of respect there. A lot of respect. So I ended up starting my channel. At that point, I started dating a new woman. And that was my ex, Dana. People that have followed me for a while know who she is. She used to be a part of that channel. And I'll tell you, folks, all I wanted to do was run my YouTube channel with my girlfriend and show people how happy we are and how we work through things in our relationship. For the most part, her and I had great times. And we had great chemistry, right? But no matter how compatible you are with somebody, you're going to have your moments. And we wanted to share with people when those moments come around, how we handle it, how we communicate, how we work through things, right? So that's what her and I were trying to do. And what ended up happening, we started getting attacked and harassed by people in ways unlike anything we've ever seen. I was not prepared for YouTube because I didn't even know how YouTube worked. I didn't even know what trolls and haters were when I first came on the platform. Had I known that I was going to get attacked and harassed in the way I did, I might not have, brought her on my channel or even started a channel back then. Or I would have started it without her and been prepared for it and handled it differently, right? So when I say in the title, is being a YouTuber all it's cracked up to be? It really isn't. Does that make it bad? No, it's a great opportunity and it's a great place, right? But let me tell you, folks, for you to make it out here, you've got to be real tough. You've got to really love yourself. You've got to really be focused and be ready to grab it by the horns. Because if you don't grab it by the horns, it's going to grab you by the horns. And I was a strong guy before I started YouTube. I was a strong guy in real life. I had thick skin, right? And I said this before and I'll say it again. Just because you have thick skin in the real world doesn't mean it's thick enough for YouTube. I learned on YouTube you have to have thick skin times 10 or tough skin times 10. Lewis says, yes, YouTube, their rules to kind of suck, but I have learned to live with a rules. You see, this is the thing I want to discuss here, Lewis. And then I'm going to take a break and I'm going to continue with my story and where I'm at today and what keeps me moving forward, right? I keep hearing people complain about YouTube rules. I keep hearing people complain my video got shut down. I got a copyright strike. I did this and that. Let me ask you folks something in the chat. Lewis, anyone else, right? Or anyone else. How often do you hear me folks complain about YouTube? There are times where I don't like things that they do. But do you hear me complain about their rules? Do you hear me complain a lot about this platform? I come out here each and every day, if not almost each and every day, and I put out content on here. And I'm a monetized channel, and I'm in a revenue share program with YouTube. That's what the partner program is, right? I don't complain because if I complained, then this wouldn't be the right platform for me, and I would just leave. I keep coming back because I really like this platform. I think it's a great platform. And I will tell you something. This platform, YouTube, has changed the person I am. Not completely changed me, and not changed me in a bad way. It's made me 10 times stronger than I already was. I was already very strong before I came out on YouTube 4 years ago. And because of what I've experienced out here, and I'll share more about that during the second half of the show, because of what I've experienced out here, it's made me 10 times stronger. Not only on YouTube, in real life, right? Lewis says no. That I never complain. Folks, we spend more time complaining in life than just rolling with the punches, moving forward, and figuring out better ways to make things work. Queen says YouTube rules are way too strict and it's censoring people like me. Well, Queen, like I said, respectfully speaking. You create a lot of highly controversial content. So do a lot of other people I know. And all of them have dealt with community guideline strikes and stuff like that and copyright issues. It's part of the game, Queen. There are bigger channels that are dealing with the same thing. What you're dealing with, Queen, is nothing different than anyone else that does similar content deals with, right? And it's stuff that YouTube doesn't want on here, right? It's their choice, right? It's their choice. It's part of their community guidelines, right? It's a free platform, right? I respect your content, and I respect many other people's content that have dealt with this as well. The truth of the matter is, this is their house, right? They create their own rules. In your house, you create your own rules. In my house, I create my own rules too, right? People don't follow the rules in our homes, right? We remove them, right? So why is it different on YouTube, right? That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to be rude or be disrespectful to anyone. I love all you folks, right? But this is the thing. It's a mindset, folks. It's shifting your mind to understand that we can't always get our way regarding everything. And a lot of times, when we're dealing with other people, especially other companies and stuff like that, there are going to be a set of rules involved. And we have to choose whether we want to participate with those rules or not, right? And sharing our frustration or frustrations over things that are out of our control is a waste of energy, in my opinion. That's why I don't complain anymore. I used to complain a little bit about the YouTube stuff, right? But I started to realize when I complain about this YouTube stuff, right? What am I doing? I'm wasting energy complaining rather than taking that energy and trying to find a way to better penetrate the algorithm, right? And if everyone just shifted their mind a little bit like that, it would make a tremendous difference in your life. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to be critical to anyone. But again, Queen, like I've been saying, and Lewis, and American Dream, and anyone else that's here, is being a YouTuber all it's cracked up to be? It's not. It's a challenge. It's a bloodbath. It's difficult. It wasn't meant to be easy, right? And has it gotten more difficult because the algorithms changed and there are more people on the platform? Sure, but it's not impossible. And if you really want to make something sustainable out here and make it work, that's up to you. I'm nowhere near where I want to be or where I probably should be, right? Or at least where I think I should be, right? But I keep moving forward. And I know one day, it's going to get there. If I give up, it's never going to get there. If I keep moving forward, my time will come, right? You just have to be patient, right? Here, give me just 1 second, please. All right, folks. I'm going to step away and take a quick break, and then I'm going to come back for another 30 minutes or so, maybe 30 or 40 minutes, and continue, moving on with my story. I want to do this stream today to motivate people. I met a lot of people on this platform, on YouTube. And if you're watching on Facebook, Facebook's a similar thing. There are a lot of people trying to grow a business on Facebook, and Facebook changed their algorithm. And some people have given up, posting on Facebook and creating stuff on Facebook, but others have pushed through it, right? Knowing that their time will eventually come, right? I did this because, like I said, I've met many people on social media. I've also met many people, offline as well that I've actually connected with online. So I have people on social media, including Facebook, YouTube, etc., that I've met in real life. And then there are also people from other areas that don't live near my area that I haven't met in real life, but we've connected, right? And it's a great way to get your message out, right? It's a great way to get your message out. But I wanted to do this because many, many people are expecting miracles out here. They're expecting, these social media companies to cater everything to them, right? They're a business. You know how much it costs YouTube and Facebook and all these companies to run these platforms? And then people complain that they're profitable and making money. If they weren't, the platform would not exist. We would not be out here. Why can't people understand that, right? But I wanted to do this to motivate people that really, really want to create something sustainable on YouTube, Facebook, or any other social media platform. I wanted to motivate you and encourage you to keep moving forward. And I'm going to share more about that when I get back from the break. Lewis in the chat says, nothing happening on Facebook. I have told everyone in the past, if you don't like the rules, to contact YouTube and tell them that you don't like the rules. Lewis, to be honest with you, that's pointless, bro. And do what you want to do. If that's what people want to do, go right ahead. But that's going to go in one ear and out the other. Or you'll never even get read, bro. You have a couple choices, Lewis, before I go to the break. Your choice is to accept the rules and learn to follow the rules, or be someone like me to where it doesn't matter whether the rules exist or not. For me, I'm just a good person to the point of where I naturally follow the YouTube rules because that's the kind of person I am, right? But not everyone's like me. The truth of the matter is, Lewis, people should decide. Is this the right platform for me, or is it not the right platform for me? Whining and complaining, Lewis, is a waste of time. In my younger days, I used to whine and complain all the time. It got me nowhere. It irritated my friends. It annoyed my ex-girlfriends, my girlfriends during the time. I don't blame them. Nobody likes a whiner and complainer. Lewis, if I were to whine and complain to you about everything all day, every day, rather than provide you value and help you, wouldn't that annoy you, Lewis? It would, right? So you think YouTube wants to hear that their rules suck? No. They put their rules out, and either you abide by them or you don't. Right? If you don't abide by them, or if you don't want to abide by them, then don't create on the platform. If you create on the platform and you don't abide by them, eventually they're going to shut you down. Right? People should know this before they get into it. It would annoy everybody and you wouldn't be as professional as you are. That's right. That's why I do what I do, Lewis. Look, bro, I've been in your shoes, Queen's shoes. I've been in all of your shoes before. I've been a whiner and a complainer. I've been there. And let me tell you something. It gets you nowhere. Going scorched earth on YouTube would shut them up real quick. I doubt that, Queen. That's your opinion out of frustration. And I get that, Queen. Listen, Queen, I respect your opinions. But it's... YouTube put out some numbers recently. They now have 2.3 billion monthly visitors each month that log in from a Google account. That doesn't include the people that aren't logged in. If we include people that aren't logged in, there are probably over 3 billion unique people in this world that are accessing YouTube. You think I want to put my business out here? You think I want to be out here and be a part of that 3 billion? You think it's a great way to reach people? Absolutely. But is it all it's cracked up to be? No. It's not all it's cracked up to be. It's not. But you can make it work for you. You don't have to let any of these rules or people or anything else get in the way of you having a place to create greatness. Let me key up some royalty-free music and take a quick break here. Let me see here. Let me see here. Give me just a second here, folks. I'll even play that song that Queen Helen Casey really liked. I'll play it in its entirety. It'll be the third one. All right, folks, music is all queued up. Let's step away for a quick break, 10 minutes or less, and we'll continue. We will continue with the story when I return. So stick around. Whoops. Stick around. We'll be right back.
the door,
then you have magic.
Then you have magic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah! Woo! Yes, I love YouTube. You should love YouTube too. And YouTube loves you, you just don't know it yet, right? Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Woo! I just shared the stream out, says Lewis. Thank you so much for that, Lewis Fuller. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook. Glad you could all join me here today. Today is an amazing day. This is a great topic, folks, because I want to motivate you to accomplish whatever it is that your heart desires. And if you are an aspiring entrepreneur, if you want to create your own business, if you want to get your message out there, YouTube is the best place to do it. Now, Facebook is good too, and many other social media platforms, but there's no other platform like YouTube that allows you to do what I do or what, YouTubers do. Now, there are some rules, and that just comes along with the territory, right? There are rules everywhere, but the video quality is no better than YouTube. The audio quality, no better than YouTube. There's no other platform where I can sit here and broadcast at 1080p, 60 frames per second, at 30 megabits per second because I have a fiber line. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's all tech jargon. But there's no other platform that allows you to stream at such high quality, right? Now, does it have its issues every now and then? Does the streaming server have glitches? Sure, it does. And just to, clarify that, there's nothing wrong with my laptop or my fiber line or anything at all. Whenever, it gets cut off, like today, I've been rolling smoothly. Haven't had one cutoff, right? Right, Queen? That's because the YouTube live streaming server is not overloaded and it's not cutting people off to, clear some overload or they're not doing work on it. There are times where those things are going to happen that are out of your control. But for the most part, I love YouTube. And I love the fact that you have a great chat. You can have moderators. Once you get monetized, you have a super chat that highlights messages, super stickers. There's channel memberships. When you get to 10K subs, you also are able to get a merch wall. They reward you when you reach a certain level. I mean, folks, there are a lot of incentives out here, right? And is YouTube and Google making a lot of money doing this? Sure. But if they weren't, the platform would not exist. Now, the topic today is being a YouTuber all it's cracked up to be. I'm sharing my story and experiences, right? Because I want you folks to understand that you're not the only one that's going through what you're more than likely going through to try to reach success out here, right? I'm going through it as well, right? Everyone goes through it. It's part of the territory, right? But if you really, really do want to put your message out there on the largest platform that allows you to do such a thing like this, you can make it happen. You just have to learn how to deal with certain things. You have to know what you're up against. And most importantly, you have to love what you do and believe in yourself. Love what you do and believe in yourself, because no one's going to believe in you unless you believe in yourself, right? And you keep moving forward, right? Even if you believe in yourself and you say, oh, YouTube is just horrible. They're not promoting me, or they're giving me guideline strikes and they're trying to silence me, right? If you come out with that attitude, how's that going to come off to other people, right? You're going to come up as a whiner, a complainer, and then people are not going to trust you, right? And if you let the trolls and haters get to you, for example, purposes, right? If you let the trolls and haters and the thumbs down and people doing reaction videos get to you, right? the people that really want to support you are not going to support you. They don't want you to, they don't want you to get derailed. They want you to stick to your topic so they can learn from you and participate with you, right? So you can't let any of the negative aspects get to you if you want to reach success. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing here today. I'm sharing with you folks what I've been through. At the same time, I also want to show you folks that I continue to come out here each and every day, if not almost each and every day, and create 1 or 2 streams, and soon I'll be creating more pre-recorded content. I keep pushing forward no matter what. No matter what happens, I keep pushing forward. And I suggest you do too, if you really love what you do. Because this is the platform to share it on. The best platform to share it on, in my opinion. I still don't want their money, says Queen. Well, Queen, I've offered to donate you money, but you don't have any way to make that happen, and you don't want that. So that's you, Queen. Queen, your usage of YouTube and your social media presence is different than most people's. You just love expressing yourself, Queen. You love talking about highly controversial political topics, which, a lot of people like to talk about that out here. But when you do that, you put yourself at a risk of the community guidelines. And I understand. I understand where you're coming from. And I understand where these other people are coming from. And sometimes, maybe you're honest. And I'm not saying you're not honest all the time. Sometimes maybe YouTube makes a mistake or makes a decision on what you said, has barely crossed the line, or it's so close to the line that they decide to remove you. It just depends. And there are many employees that are handling, each situation differently. So you just have to learn to roll with that, right? I've learned to roll with all of that. And that's, again, what I'm trying to help people better understand out here, right? So, anyway, and Queen says, she goes, I love this one. Yeah, I played that song by Otis McDonald for you, Queen, because I know the last time I played it, you weren't too happy about me cutting it off, so my apologies for that. The song's called Otis McDonald, or it's by Otis McDonald. It's called Magic Part 2 from the YouTube audio library. You can go in there and download that or any other song and use it on any of your streams with no worries of any copyright issues. All right, let's get right back to it. Let me check out Facebook real quick also as well. We have 2 people on Facebook. Welcome to the show. If you want to comment in the Facebook comments section, I'll be periodically checking the comments section on Facebook every 5 to 10 minutes. But welcome to the show. Glad you could be here today. All right, so again, we're talking about, is being a YouTuber all it's cracked up to be? And I left off at the point where, I talked about why I started my former channel, where my passion stemmed from. I was talking about I was running it with my ex-girlfriend, etc. And then we started. And speaking to the devil, I just got the YouTube live streaming server just cut me off and reconnected me. We went 1 hour and 15 minutes without any disconnects. I think maybe part of the reason why I'm having more disconnects every so often now is because I'm streaming at a higher bandwidth. I used to stream at 20 megabits per second when I did 1080p at 30 frames per second, but now that I'm doing 1080p at 60, I cranked it up to 30 megabits. And I think that gives less headroom on the YouTube live streaming server when it's overloaded. So that's probably why I'm getting some more disconnects every now and then. But hey, we're just going to roll with it. It is what it is. So my ex and I, we got trolled and attacked, harassed. It got pretty bad. A lot of the things that these people did to myself and my ex. They took it into real life. And these people were doing whatever they could to try to destroy my relationship. And I didn't handle it the right way because I didn't have any experience handling it, right? If I could go back and do it differently, I would have, right? Or I would, right? But my ex and I ended up splitting up. She broke it off with me, primarily because of the fact that it was regarding the crazy things that were happening out here on YouTube, and she had 2 teenage daughters, and she had to protect her family. I can't blame her one bit. Was it a hard breakup? It was. It really was. I really cared about the woman. But I learned a lesson from that. So what happened? A few weeks after we split up, I decided to shut down the channel because a lot of the videos that were created had her, on the channel. And I really wanted to separate myself from her, not because, I didn't like those videos, and not because I feel angry and bitter. To this very minute, I still feel she's one of the most amazing women I've met. And despite the fact that some people think I'm not over her because I talk about it every now and then, I am over her. That doesn't mean I don't respect her, and that doesn't mean I can't say that she's not a good person, right? She's a very good person. It was just the circumstances of learning the YouTube ropes and how I didn't handle myself as best as possible on YouTube, and that affected our relationship, right? And so what did I do? I shut down that former channel 2 weeks after my ex broke it off with me. It was a decision I made on my own. Had nothing to do with her, had nothing to do with her influence. Some of it had to do with the fact that the majority of the content on there had her in it, or I was discussing her in it, and basically I wanted to let that go and start fresh, right? So I took some time off from YouTube, and I didn't even know if I was going to come back to YouTube at that time. So I went on to Facebook, where I have my actual real life in-person audience there. I started doing some live streams on Facebook and pre-recorded videos on Facebook, and then after 3 months of doing that, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to give up on my dream of running my coaching business and helping people. So I decided to come back and start this channel. And I started this channel about 2.5 years ago. It'll be 3 years this December, I believe. And in a little less than a year, I got monetized because I came back. I started streaming. I started putting out other pre-recorded videos. I re-uploaded most, if not all, the content that I did on Facebook. And, when I came back, I thought that, okay, the trolls and haters that were coming at me were going to forget about me. But no, they were right there waiting. It's kind of like that song by Richard Marx, wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you, right? They were right here waiting, I'll tell you that, right? And, I learned a lot from the experience of my former channel and my ex, to the point of where if I date someone new or hang out with a woman in any capacity, whether it's, friendship, activity partner, whatever it is, right? I learned to basically not bring them on the front lines, at least not early on a small newer channel. Now, what I've also learned about YouTube is this. Once you grow to a certain level, that level would be 50,000, 100,000 subscribers, or a little more than that, you start getting a little more access to people at YouTube. And if you go through these things, they're able to handle them much quicker and more effectively, right? But I've learned until I get to that point, I will never, ever bring anyone on my YouTube channel that I'm dating, because what's going to happen? These people out here that are just drama people, and they have really no other content besides attacking other people and trying to ruin their life because they are unhappy with their life. They're just gonna do the same thing. So why would I put myself in the same situation as I experienced on my former channel, right? So I learned that. So part of the title saying, is being a YouTuber all it's cracked up to be? No, it's not. But does that mean you should give up? Does that mean it's not a good platform? Does that mean it's not one of the best places to grow your business? No, it is. It is a great place, right? You just have to learn how to navigate it. You just have to learn how to handle it. You have to learn to grab it by the horns before it grabs you by the horns, right? But again, when you first come out here, you don't expect any of this to happen, just like I didn't expect any of this to happen, right? And that's why I'm sharing my story here today on this stream, because I want you folks to know I understand what you're going through. I understand what you're dealing with, right? I see you folks complaining, right? And I see what you're going through, right? And I hear what you're going through. And you keep saying, oh, I'm going to quit. Oh, I'm leaving YouTube. But no, you never do. You're still here. Why are you still here? Because you love this platform. You love the capabilities of what YouTube allows you to do, right? You're not alone. You're absolutely not alone, right? But furthermore, as a coach, I want to take my experiences and share with you folks how much stronger it's made me, so I can help you get that strong, so none of the stuff that used to get to you, it doesn't get to you anymore. If you can get to that point where I'm at, then you can completely focus on just moving your channel forward, or your business forward, or your social media presence forward, because nothing's going to bother you. Dude, these people still come at me to this day. They still do, right? I haven't talked about these people really for a long time, right? But what happens? They still thumb down my video. When I was on break, they thumbed down my video 25 times, right? Why do they do that? Because they just can't let me go. Why? Because I'm all they have, right? I'm their content. I'm their life. I'm their sole reason for, whatever their purpose is out here on YouTube. And they're very jealous, and they're very immature and insecure, and they don't want to see someone like me be successful because they want to be successful, right? That's how some of these people are. I share that because it doesn't bother me. It used to bother me, but it doesn't bother me. I share that nowadays because now I'm laughing at it. I'm laughing at it hysterically, right? And these people are watching me right now, right? They're watching me right now, and they're probably laughing at me, and they're probably saying, oh, you only have 10 people here, and oh, you only have a few people on your, or in your chat box, right? So what? Who cares? I don't care what you think. I don't. I'm only saying this right now as example purposes to those of you out there that are dealing with similar people on your channel or in the communities that you're a part of, right? Right? You have to think of it this way. The people that come at you in a negative way are people that secretly love you and are trying to prevent you from being successful because in some capacity, they perceive you to be better than them, right? If they didn't perceive you to be better than them, they wouldn't come at you, right? They wouldn't come at you, right? I think one of the main reasons why people from my past just can't let me go and keep thumbing me down and keep talking about me and trying to reel me back in is because they can't stand the fact that I have a high level of confidence and I'm not afraid to speak my mind and talk about anything and everything, right? But when I talk about anything and everything, I do it in a respectful, professional, mature way. I'm just straight up and direct, and I'm not afraid to call people out in a respectful, professional, mature way within the YouTube, community guidelines and copyright guidelines, right? That's another thing. I talk about pretty much anything and everything that other people talk about gets shut down. Why? Because I present my material in a respectful, professional, mature way, because that's the kind of person I am. That's who I really am. And that's what I'm trying to share with you folks. If you approach things in a respectful, professional, and mature way, you can say whatever it is you want, and you're less likely to be removed, right? But that's what these people don't like about me. They don't like the fact that I have a lot of self-confidence, and I'm not afraid to speak my mind, right? I know that, and they know that, right? And they'll never admit that, right? They'll never admit that. Some people would rather just continue sulking in their own misery and attacking other people in any way, shape, or form that they can, because that makes them feel better about themselves. There's no other reason for them to do it. There's no other reason for them to thumb me down a million times. There's no other reason for them to keep talking about me when I don't talk about them. I'm just doing my own thing. They just perceive me to be better than them in some capacity. Okay? And it has nothing to do with money. A lot of these people will say that, oh, I make a lot more money than you, so good for you. Congratulations. Right? You take away the money factor, there's something about me you perceive better than you. Maybe I'm a better looking guy than you. Maybe I'm a better speaker than you. Maybe I'm more confident than you. And granted, some of these people may make more money than I'm making on YouTube right now, which is fine. Right? Which is probably the main reason why they keep focusing on the money aspect, because they've got nothing else to bring to the table. Besides the money aspect, they have nothing else to bring to the table. They can't compete with me in any other way besides money. And here's the funny thing. I'm not even trying to compete with them at all, money or not, right? I'm just doing my thing, right? And that's what you should do too. That's the way you should look at it as well, right? YouTube, knock it off now. That's okay, Queen. It only happened one time. Lewis Fuller says, yes, you have a lot. The trolls know who is the boss. Yeah, I'm not even trying to be the boss, Lewis. I'm not the boss of anyone besides myself, right? When we look at ourselves as individuals, we are our own bosses, right? But some people know how to manage the process better than others. And I'm talking about managing the process of life. I've learned to manage not only the process of life, but the process of social media, especially YouTube. And I can help people better understand that, right? If they just put their guard down, right? If they just, stop feeling like, they have to be better than everyone else to be happy. No, you don't have to be better than everyone else to be happy. Just be the best version of you that you can be for yourself, right? I know there are a lot of people that are more successful than me as coaches and other aspects in life, right? I don't compete with them or compare myself to them, because I'm secure within myself and I'm happy with who I am. And if I continue just being me each and every day, I'm going to get one step closer to accomplishing everything I want to accomplish in life. And that's the same exact thing or things I'm trying to teach you folks to better understand. Queen says people are tired of censorship. I understand that, Queen, and to a certain extent, I get where you're coming from, but I also get where YouTube and other social media platforms are coming from as well, right? It's a balancing act. I've heard Susan Wojcicki, the CEO of YouTube, say it's a balancing act of what content, skates the line or rides the line, and what content crosses the line, and how do we handle it? Do we age restrict it? Do we, give a warning? Do we give a strike? What do we do, right? YouTube, the YouTube platform is one of the most difficult platforms to run and balance out, free speech from censorship, Queen. So your point is duly noted and respectfully noted from me, Queen, right? In my opinion, I think YouTube, for the most part, is doing the best they can to balance that line as best as possible. Do they make mistakes? Yes. Do they admit those mistakes? Yes. Right? But that's why there's an appeals process. That's why there's YouTube on Twitter. They've made some mistakes in the past with me. You know, they took down one of my videos for a privacy concern when there wasn't one, right? And I wrote them an email right when I got the email. This was over a year ago, right? And I wrote them an email back saying there's no privacy concern. Please do not remove my video. Well, they removed my video 48 hours later, right? I had to reach out to Twitter, to Team YouTube on Twitter. I had to contact creator support. And literally 10 days later, after I was battling this every single day, it finally hit the right person and my video was reinstated. I didn't get an email saying it was reinstated. It was just reinstated because there was no privacy issue. So they made a mistake, right? Was I a little upset by it? Yeah, I was quite a bit upset, to be honest with you, because I knew I did nothing wrong. But rather than letting it consume me, I went on, kept doing content, and I kept reaching out to YouTube on Twitter every day and communicating with creator support. And then they finally handled it. Well, your opinion is that Susan Wojcicki has crossed too many lines. Oh, that's your opinion, duly noted. A lot of people feel the same way as you, Queen. I feel differently about her. I feel she's done the best she can based on the circumstances. YouTube is a beast. It's a beast. This is the kind of person I am, Queen. I understand both sides of the spectrum. I truly care about what you're saying and how you feel and why you feel that way. But at the same time, I also understand Susan's side and Team YouTube's side. And for me, the type of person I am, I like to try to be well balanced. I'm not the type of person that even wants to take sides. I want to meet in the middle and come up with a compromise that's going to help everyone where everyone wins, Queen. That's the honest truth. So please forgive me if I've come up a bit too harsh today. I'm not trying to be. I have a lot of respect for you and Lewis and my other moderators. And I respect everyone. And to a certain extent, whether I like your content or not you, Queen, in general, I'm speaking to people out there, and whether it rides the line or crosses the line of YouTube community guidelines, you know, hey, I'm all for you putting out there whatever you want to put out there, right? But again, if the platform has rules, you know, and you put out that kind of content, you're going to be taking risks that could potentially get the video removed or even leading up to having your whole channel terminated. That's just the way it goes. We all know how YouTube works, right? By now, everyone should know how YouTube works and react accordingly, or, you know, handle things accordingly, right? So yeah, folks, I'm going to just say a few more words about this, and I'm going to share a story that I talked about at the beginning of this stream about a woman I've been communicating with, where I was direct and decisive, and how it panned out because of that. It's very, very interesting. So here I am, literally, what has it been, about 4.5 years that I've been on YouTube now, something like that, closing in on 5. This channel that I'm running now, the Coach Eli, Elias Melas channel, has been around for almost 3 years, 3 years in December. So like 2.5, a little more than 2.5 years. You know, where am I at this point? I love what I do. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm never going to stop doing what I'm doing. I've worked hard to put myself in a position where I can sustain my lifestyle. I have a sponsor. And I have a very, very good deal with my sponsor to the point of where, even if my channel stays at the level of where it's at right now on YouTube, or my Facebook videos stay at the same level, I can make a sustainable living off of that. No problem at all, right? But is that all I want? No, I definitely want to grow this more. Not just for the money, but because I want to help as many people as possible understand everything I've been through in life, whether it's regarding dating, whether it's regarding business, decisions, whether it's involving being a YouTuber, whatever it is. I want to share with as many people as possible my experiences. So that way, when these things happen to you or you go through these things, you're going to be able to clearly identify it and be able to turn it around much quicker than I did. That's what my purpose and my passion is, folks. Okay? A lot of people do YouTube because they're driven by money. Okay? If you're running this, if you want to run a YouTube channel as your sole income, to a certain extent, you have to make it about the money. But it shouldn't be the main reason why you started doing it in the first place. The main reason why, what the main reason should be why you started doing this is because you love what you do. Like I said, I love helping people get a better grip on their lives based on my personal past experiences and regarding business and personal issues, right? I love engaging people. Okay, I love seeing people happy. And when I see people that are going through things, it breaks my heart, and I feel the natural need to uplift them. That's the kind of person I am, right? That should be the reason. Something similar to what I just said should be the main reason why you are a YouTuber or you want to become a YouTuber, right? And even if it's your sole way of making money, okay, that should not be the number one reason why you do this or anything. The number one reason why you do whatever you do that pays your bills, where you make your living off of, should be because you love what you do. Even if you're working for somebody else in the corporate world, right? Okay, you should love what you do. Not just do it for the money. Granted, we all need money to survive. But if you're just doing something for the money and you don't enjoy what you're doing, you're not going to be happy for too terribly long. And eventually, you're either going to get quit or you're going to complain so much. You're going to complain so much like people do out here on YouTube, and you're going to get fired or get removed from the platform if it's YouTube, right? You have to be happy with what you do first. You have to be happy with what you do first. I'm very happy with what I'm doing here, despite what anyone else says. It doesn't matter what anyone else says or does. I'll tell you this, folks. I didn't get to this level of strength and security. And when I say strength, I say I mean like emotional strength. YouTube can be very emotionally taxing. It can be, and it is. But it only is emotionally taxing if you allow it to be emotionally taxing on you. I want to help you all become stronger, to be able to once again grab it by the horns before it grabs you by the horns, right? And if you come in here blind, right, like I did 4+ years ago on my former channel, it'll grab you by the horns. I wanted it so much. I enjoyed it so much. I still enjoy it so much that I found a way to take back what was taken from me, right? It grabbed me by the horns. I was determined to grab it back. And now, 4+ years later, I finally grabbed it back. I learned how to handle this. And now, I'm just continuing to move forward. Regardless of what happens, I continue to move forward each and every day. And one day, I can promise you folks, I will reach my goals. And if you follow the same methods that I've shared here today for whatever you're doing out here on YouTube or wherever you put your content out on social media, you will reach your goals one day too. As long as you don't quit on yourself. That's the bottom line. All right, folks. Before I get on out of here, I want to share part of a communication I had with this woman I started talking with on Bumble yesterday. Because it pertains to a topic I did yesterday on my walk, on my Walking with Purpose video. And that topic was, be direct and decisive. And that way you'll prevent most of your time being wasted. Be direct and decisive, and you'll prevent most of your time being wasted. So I'm going to read to you folks. There's this woman I've been talking with. The conversation's been going pretty well. Let me see. So let me start here. So she asked me what I'm looking for. And I said, I'm seeking a romantic relationship long-term with a woman that enjoys lots of intimacy and affection and has no hang-ups regarding intimacy. I mentioned that because I met a woman a few days back, well, not a few days back, it was like last week or so, that had hang-ups on intimacy. And she goes, hang-ups against intimacy? Give an example, please. I'm being direct and decisive with her, right? I wrote, some women want to wait until marriage. Some want to take things real slow and not just go with the flow and let the natural flow of progression do its thing, stuff like that. I'd like to meet a woman that's a chance taker and is open to making something amazing happen. Direct, decisive, right? She wrote back and said, I guess to some degree I go with flow, but also not one to quickly get in bed because someone thinks it's the only way to obtain a connection. So now she's starting to kind of like sense that I'm not going to put up with any BS. I want an intimate woman that's going to want to spend time with me and have fun with me, right? And I want a woman that's not going to be closed off to intimacy, whether it's meant to happen sooner or later, right? I'm setting down my ground rules, right? So what did I write back to her? I said, every woman says the same thing regarding this. This is the modern world where women are liberated. So what are women? So why are women still worried about the stigma of being intimate with someone too fast? There's no right or wrong time. If it happens, it happens when it's meant to happen, right? She wrote back and said, I don't think it's a stigma. No, ma'am, it is a stigma. Speaking from my perspective, I enjoy sex at the moment and feel is right. Me too, ma'am. Good. I'm glad you said that. I'm just not into a drive-by lay. I can get that and overrated, but who knows? So I wrote back and I said, I've never heard a woman call it a drive-by lay, a one-night stand hookup, a drive-by lay, right? Like a drive-by shooting, but drive-by lay. I wrote back and said, I'm not into drive-by lays either, LOL. Are you open to a phone call off the app? If so, please send me your number and I'll text you to arrange our call. It would be nice to get to know you better. So she gets back to me and says, arrange a call, question mark? What are you, Prince Alibaba? Now at this point, this woman is like, okay, she's messing with me, right? She goes, LOL, you can call directly from this app. No appointment needed. LOL, I'd like to know you too. So I wrote back and I said, I don't use the app for calls or video chats. I would prefer to talk by phone. If that doesn't work for you, that's okay. I wrote, I'd like to get to know someone on a more personable basis offline without the constant distractions of Bumble. And yes, arrange a call. What's wrong with that, LOL? What's happened to our sweet ladies in the modern world, LOL. Listen to her response, okay? Listen to her response. You're funny. She spelled your properly. Y-O-U''R-E. You are funny. Good for you, man. Your spelling and grammar is great. You're funny with some of the things you've shared. No, ma'am. You're saying I'm funny because everything I say is true. You've never met a guy like me that's direct and honest and confident. You're used to dealing with beta mons, beta mons, beta mons, beta mons, beta mons, beta mons, right? Queen, you know what a beta mon is, right? Beta mon? Queen, do you like my beta mon song? Lewis, anyone else that's here? So she's like, you're funny with some of the things you shared. Very firm in your ways. Direct, decisive. I'm a good, nice guy. I call myself good guy because of the nice guy stigma. I'm a good dude, right? I just don't have time for BS, right? Queen's laughing, right, at the Betamon song. Queen loves the Betamon song, right? She's like, very firm in your ways. Modern ways forces us to adapt to new ways for competitive jobs and overall ways with tech. It's not a personal thing, it's survival. Now she's pulling the feminist thing on me, right? Do you hear that? So she probably knows I'm one of those dudes that's not a beta mon. She knew what I meant by what I said earlier, right? I'm old-fashioned and have some values of my old ways, but extremely modern in other ways. Well, man, don't be too modern because you know, if you're the kind of woman that wants to exude more masculine energy than feminine energy, and you want to wear the pants, man, it's not going to work. Okay, I'm sorry. But it's a test. Remember, women are always testing you guys without even realizing it. She wrote, furthermore, but an appointment, that's just not spontaneous as you started off. Ma'am, I'm busy working. I don't know if you're working or not, but I'm working. I have things to do. I'm going to fit you in as soon as possible during the same day. So when I say arrange a call, man, we don't have to make it sound like a business appointment. We're gonna set up a call during a time that works for the both of us, sweetheart. But she's testing, right? You speak of going with a flow. Appointments are not in flow. So I sat there and I was like, you know what? Right now, this is all or nothing. If she blocks me and moves on, screw it. I'm just going to be me, direct and decisive. Here's what I wrote. I'm not a jerk or asshole. I'm a good guy that wants to meet a good woman that's in a good place for dating and is sweet and respectful. I offer the same qualities. Modern ways don't force you to do anything, I wrote to her. I furthermore wrote, the social stigma of women's lib has created this, in my opinion. You can choose to let it affect you or not. You see, I told her, I said, you can choose to let it affect you or not. I wasn't being an asshole, but I was like, ma'am, I'm calling you out. Because you're pulling the feminist card on me. You're testing me, right? I'd be interested in getting to know you if you can just let me be a gentleman and we can get to know each other and see where it goes. I was being a man, direct, and decisive. And I'm not worried about her blocking me. If she blocks me and ghosts me, best of luck to you, sweetheart. She got back to me right away and said, I like what I'm reading. I was like, it got to her. She's probably never had at least a man in a while stand up to her tests, right? She's dealing with the beta mons, beta mons, beta mons, beta mons, beta mon. Like we're a church, right, Queen? We got to create the church of the beta mon. The church of the beta mon. I wrote back, glad to hear that. I'm going to be busy for the next few hours. Let's connect later this evening. And maybe if you decide to send your number, then We can have a real phone conversation and go from there. I bet we could have a great time. I bet we could have great times together. So she writes back and says, wait, what is your ethnicity? Not that it matters. And she wrote, Greek. Eli is your real name? I said, yes, I'm Greek. Gotta run for now. Eli is my real name. Talk with you later today. I had to go and do my stream. She wrote, okay. And remember, this woman wanted to talk on the app initially, but I'm like, no, I want to get off this site. I don't want you to be distracted by a million other men, and I don't want to be distracted by a million other women. Let's get off the damn app and get down to business, right? So she wrote, okay. And then she sent me her number and said, I can speak after 5:30. That's where I've left it at. Be direct and be decisive. One of two things is going to happen. Get your questions in, folks. We're about to go off the air. Queen says so true. The Banamon thing, right? Be direct, be decisive, right? Because like I said, one of two things are going to happen. You being that direct, it's going to turn on the woman. She's going to respect you for standing up to her and for standing up for what you believe in and not letting her beauty faze you. Or number two, she's just going to be one of those extreme feminists that, doesn't let anyone in, and she's going to say, screw you, dude, I'm out of here. She's going to be the same person now or 3 months down the road. Why not find out who she really is now by being direct up front than conforming to her wants and needs and finding out 3 months down the road that it's not meant to be, right? Now you have to go through a breakup and all that, right? Right. All right, folks, we are at 1 hour and 53 minutes. We're going to wrap things up here, folks. Just as a reminder, if you're here live on YouTube or Facebook, on YouTube only, I'll be sharing the link on Facebook in a bit here. On YouTube only, I'll be doing a Walking with Purpose live stream at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific. And we're going to be talking about, are some women overly cautious? Overly cautious women is what we're going to be discussing. And it's not about, not being cautious at all when it comes to dating or dealing with people in the modern world. But is there a point where being too cautious, or like I said, overly cautious, is going to affect you from reaching your goals and your dreams? Is there a point where you're so cautious to where you shut everything out or everyone out? So join me here on the Coach Eli, Elias Melas channel at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific. If you're in the chat, let me know if you plan on being there. If not, that's okay. You can catch the replay if you want. Still have one person watching on Facebook. No comments to everyone on Facebook. Thank you for being here. Queen Ellen Casey, thank you for being here. Lewis Fuller, thank you for being here. American Dream 1.5, thank you earlier for your $10 super sticker. I greatly appreciate it. And anyone else that was watching behind the scenes. With that being said, until later today, have yourselves a good one. I'll see you all later. Take care. Bye. Bye.